chosen one. Recently, I have seen a profound change taking place within you, but what I want you to notice is not mysterious signs outside yourself, nor a warning that causes you to become anxious about other people. I want you to notice how your body is reflecting everything you have experienced over a long period of time. There are days when you believe you are fine, yet your shoulders remain tense, your breathing becomes shallower, your sleep is not truly restful, and your heart remains in a constant state of alertness. Your body has quietly remembered the pressures your mouth never expressed, the wounds you tried to overcome, and the responsibilities you carried for too long. Archangel Michael, my faithful messenger, protector, and executor of my will, has been sent to remind you that protection is not only being sheltered from harm. It is also knowing when to stop, listen, and care for yourself. But I am the one speaking directly to you. You do not need to fear that some invisible power is secretly controlling your body. What you need is to return to calmness, respect the genuine signals you are receiving, and treat yourself with compassion. Your body is not a vessel into which others can place evil things at will, nor is it a battlefield upon which you must remain continually on guard. It is a precious part of your life that needs rest, nourishment, and care through practical choices. When you are surrounded by heavy conversations, stressful environments, or people who repeatedly make you feel diminished, your body may respond with exhaustion, shoulder pain, heaviness in your chest, or difficulty concentrating. These reactions do not prove that someone has performed a secret ritual to harm you. They may reveal that you are under pressure, carrying too many unresolved emotions, or have remained too long in an environment that does not provide safety. I want you to name what is happening truthfully, because when you look at the situation through reality, you will know what you need to do, instead of sinking into assumptions that create more confusion within you. Perhaps recently you have felt uneasy after meeting someone, hearing certain words, or entering a place that made you uncomfortable. Respect that feeling, but do not immediately turn it into a judgment against another person. You may maintain distance, establish boundaries, and choose not to continue conversations that leave you exhausted, without believing that the other person is secretly sending dangerous energy toward you. Sometimes someone makes you uneasy because they speak disrespectfully, repeatedly cross your boundaries, or remind you of an old memory. Examine their actual behavior rather than relying only upon your feelings. If someone insults, manipulates, threatens, or causes you to feel unsafe, seek support and leave the situation wisely. But if you have only a vague feeling, give yourself time to become calm before reaching a conclusion. I do not want you to give too much power to what others may think, say, or do in private. No whispered word, object, or imagined ritual has the authority to determine your worth, future, or peace. What can hurt you more deeply is living in constant fear, interpreting every glance as a threat, and explaining every coincidence as proof that you are being targeted. Fear can exhaust your mind, tense your body, and make relationships more difficult. Therefore, when a frightening thought appears, pause and ask, do I have specific evidence for this? Is there another practical explanation? What is the wisest thing I can do right now? These questions do not deny faith. They help you return to the clarity I want you to preserve. You do not need to believe that a mysterious code has awakened within you in order to recognize that you carry qualities formed through many generations. Perhaps members of your family have shown endurance, diligence, sacrifice, and the ability to rise after adversity. You may have inherited stories, values, and patterns that need healing. What has been passed down is not always something you are required to continue. You can preserve the courage, perseverance, and love of those who came before you, while ending harmful habits such as remaining silent before injustice, sacrificing yourself until you are exhausted, or treating emotional suppression as a sign of strength. The most meaningful legacy is not a secret hidden in your bloodline, but your choice to live with greater awareness, kindness, and freedom than what you previously witnessed. Your breathing, heartbeat, and sensations upon your skin are not messages you need to decode through fear. They are natural functions of the body that can change according to emotion, sleep, health, temperature, and stress. When your heart beats quickly, consider whether you are anxious, consuming too many stimulants, or lacking rest. When your shoulders and back hurt, pay attention to your posture, your workload, and whether you have been sitting too long. If a symptom continues, becomes serious, or causes concern, seek a qualified professional for an examination. I do not want you to neglect medical care because you believe every sensation has a spiritual cause. Wisdom knows how to pray, but it also knows when to seek appropriate assistance. Perhaps your back and shoulders have carried so much tension because you have always felt responsible for everyone. You tried to become the strong person in the family, the one ready to solve every problem, the one who was not allowed to fall because too many people depended upon you. But your shoulders were not created to carry everything that belongs to other people. You can love without taking responsibility for every decision they make. You can help while preserving limits. You can listen without absorbing all the pain of the person before you. Practice releasing responsibilities that do not belong to you. Say, I can walk beside you, but I cannot live in your place. Allow adults to take responsibility for their own part. As you do this, your body may gradually relearn what it feels like to be safe and no longer remain continually braced against danger. I understand that there are times when others look at you for longer than usual, behave strangely, or seem to react strongly to your presence. Do not immediately assume that they are seeing a hidden light around your body. Perhaps they notice your growing confidence, the change in the way you stand, the way you speak, or the calmness you are gradually developing. When someone begins healing, establishing boundaries, and no longer seeking approval, they often appear different to people who knew them before. Some will respect that change, while others may feel uncomfortable because they can no longer control you as easily. But you do not need to explain every glance. Continue behaving with humility, kindness, and clarity. Your value does not increase because someone notices you, nor does it decrease because someone turns away. The strongest presence does not come from believing that you radiate a light that must astonish others. It comes from entering a place without needing to command attention, knowing how to listen, speaking truthfully, and preserving peace. Someone who has learned self-respect does not need to prove that they are special. They can be gentle without being weak, strong without overpowering others, and quiet without using silence as punishment. This is the light I want you to carry, not a mysterious phenomenon visible only to a few, but a quality recognized through the way you treat those who offer you no benefit, the way you keep your promises when no one is watching, and the way you respond during disagreement. If someone walks past and then turns to look at you. Allow it to remain an ordinary moment when there is no other evidence. Do not build an entire story around a single glance. A mind that has become hypervigilant may search for meaning in every small action, causing you to live as though you are constantly being watched. I do not want you to carry that burden. Look around with awareness, but do not turn everyone into a threat or a witness to something extraordinary about you. If someone behaves in a way that makes you unsafe, leave, move toward a populated place, or seek assistance. But if it was merely a passing glance, continue your day in peace. My beloved child, what is awakening within you spiritually can be understood in a very practical way. You are learning to return to yourself. You are beginning to recognize that you have lived under tension for too long, given too much power to the words of others, and neglected the genuine needs of your body. You are learning to rest without guilt, to say no without condemning yourself, and to leave what causes harm without needing to prove who is right or wrong. This change does not need to be decorated with stories that make you afraid. It is beautiful enough in its true nature. Someone who once lived constantly on guard is learning peace. Someone who did not know how to establish limits is learning to protect their time. Someone who once doubted their worth is learning to stand upright without diminishing anyone else. Care for your body as you would care for a faithful friend who has carried you through every season. Give it nourishing food according to your ability, water, appropriate movement, and time to rest. Reduce the noise that keeps your mind continually overstimulated. Practice breathing slowly, step outside, spend time in nature, and speak with people around whom you can live honestly. Do not consider these ordinary things insignificant. They can help your nervous system gradually leave a state of alarm. If you carry painful memories, prolonged anxiety, or an uncontrollable sense of danger, seek a qualified professional to accompany you. I do not want you to fight alone, merely because you fear that others may consider you weak. Forgive those who once caused you to feel unsafe, but do not return to a place that continually causes harm merely to prove that your heart has become generous. Forgiveness means releasing the need for revenge. It does not mean removing boundaries. Forgive yourself for once believing things that intensified your fear, neglecting your health, or trying to become so strong that you never allowed yourself to rest. At that time, you were simply trying to survive. Now that you understand more, you can choose differently. Replace suspicion with observation, panic with questions, and silent endurance with responsible care. My beloved child, when your body suddenly trembles, when a room seems colder, or when an unusual sensation appears that you do not yet understand, I want you to observe calmly, rather than immediately believe that a mysterious force is affecting you. I do not guide you through panic, nor do I want every small bodily change to become a reason for anxiety, investigation, and frightening imagination. Archangel Michael, my faithful messenger, protector, and executor of my will, is mentioned to awaken courage, vigilance, and stability within you. Not to cause you to view every natural sensation as a mystical signal. I am the Father speaking directly to you, telling you that genuine protection always leads you toward peace, clarity, and responsible action. It does not separate you from reality, cause you to distrust your own home, or make you afraid of the body that has accompanied you through so many days. The temperature around you can change for many ordinary reasons. An opened door, air from a window, air conditioning, humidity, weather, or changes in airflow can all produce a sudden feeling of coldness. Your body may also develop goosebumps, tremble lightly, or feel chilled when you are tired, stressed, emotional, sleep-deprived, or have not eaten enough. You do not need to attach a frightening story to every reaction. Check your surroundings, adjust the temperature, put on another layer, drink water, and give yourself time to rest. If chills occur with fever, dizziness, weakness, or repeatedly return, seek appropriate care. I do not want you to suffer silently, because you fear that seeking assistance will make your faith appear weak. Mature faith does not cause you to deny what is happening. It gives you enough calmness to face the truth and choose wise care. Your eyes also have limitations that deserve respect. When you look at a screen for too long, lack sleep, or are exposed to dust, wind, or allergens, your eyes may sting, become red, and produce tears. Sometimes tears appear because of emotions you have suppressed for too long. A song, memory, or quiet moment may open a deep place you have tried to conceal, causing tears to fall even when you cannot fully explain them. You do not need to be afraid of this. Crying is not proof that you are weak, but neither is it necessarily a sign that a special power is awakening within you. Allow your eyes to rest, reduce your screen time, keep your surroundings clean, and seek advice if pain, blurred vision, swelling, or discomfort continues. I want you to appreciate your eyes by caring for them, because gratitude is demonstrated not only in prayer, but also through the way you protect what you have been given. There are days when your legs may feel heavy, as though every step requires more effort, and then the sensation becomes lighter after a period of rest. This may be related to sitting or standing too long, excessive activity, inadequate sleep, muscle strain, or carrying too much pressure in life. Ask whether you have allowed your body enough movement, rest, and recovery. Are you working continually without pausing? Are you trying to fulfill everyone else's responsibilities while neglecting yourself? I do not need you to prove your devotion by working until you are exhausted. Strength is not the ability to ignore every limitation. It is also the humility to stop before you collapse. Move gently, change your position, rest appropriately, and seek care if your legs become swollen, painful, numb, unsteady, or unusually weak. You do not need to diagnose yourself, but you are responsible for not ignoring what needs attention. When your chest becomes tight, your breathing feels shorter, or your heartbeat changes during anxiety, remember that your body may be responding to pressure your mind has carried for too long. Suppressed emotions, continual stress, lack of sleep, and unnamed fears can all create heaviness. Do not immediately conclude that an invisible force is attacking you, but do not dismiss what is happening either. Pause, sit down, breathe slowly, and seek the assistance you need. If you experience chest pain, significant difficulty breathing, dizziness, sweating, or feel that the condition is serious, seek urgent medical help. I do not want you merely praying and continuing to endure when your body needs examination. You can pray while calling for help. You can preserve faith while traveling to a healthcare facility. Practical support does not exist outside my love. Often, it is through the knowledge, dedication, and hands of qualified people that you receive help. If you awaken each morning with stiffness in your back, pain in your neck, or marks upon your body, examine the most immediate explanations before seeking distant ones. Your sleeping position, pillow, mattress, clothing, bedding, or remaining too long in one position can all leave marks and discomfort. Your body is not a place where secret messages are placed while you sleep. Do not transform your bedroom into a place where you must remain alert, because it should be a space where you can relax and recover. Adjust your sleeping environment, stretch gently, move appropriately, and observe the pain. If the discomfort continues, radiates into your limbs, causes numbness or weakness, or clearly interferes with daily life, seek an examination. I do not want you to normalize pain simply because you have become accustomed to enduring it. You deserve to be cared for seriously and gently. I also want you to release the fear that another person can damage your health or future merely through their private thoughts. Someone may be jealous, dislike you, misunderstand you, or wish for you to fail, but their thoughts do not automatically possess authority over your life. What you need to address are observable actions. Insults, threats, manipulation, defamation, sabotage, or repeated violations of boundaries you have established. Base your response upon verifiable facts, not assumptions that keep you continually tense. If someone behaves in an unhealthy way, you have the right to maintain distance, preserve necessary information, speak with someone trustworthy, and seek appropriate support. But do not allow one painful experience to turn everyone around you into a suspect. Discernment helps you evaluate each person through their actions, rather than condemning the entire world through the wounds of your past. You do not need to wish for evil to return to someone who hurt you in order to feel protected. I do not teach you to build faith upon retaliation, nor do I want you spending your days waiting to see how someone will be punished. When you hold on to the desire for revenge, you remain bound to that person. Deep protection is not seeing them suffer. It is no longer allowing what they did to control your emotions, choices, and future. Establish boundaries. Leave unsafe places. Speak when necessary, and allow legitimate consequences to be handled through appropriate means. But within your heart, gradually release the anger that has consumed your strength. Forgiveness does not declare that wrongdoing was right. It does not require you to return or offer additional opportunities when the other person has not changed. Forgiveness is the decision not to let the wound become the guide for the rest of your life. When your palms become hot, your hands tremble, or your ears suddenly ring, do not immediately call it the transmission of information from heaven. Stress, stimulants, medication, exhaustion, blood sugar, circulation, hearing conditions, and many other causes can produce these sensations. Note when they occur, how long they last, and what you were doing beforehand. Organized observation can help you understand more clearly and provide useful information when speaking with a qualified professional. If the symptoms repeat, continue, become serious, or are accompanied by weakness in your limbs, loss of balance, hearing loss, or other concerning signs, do not delay examination. I want you to be safe. More than I want you to search for an explanation that sounds extraordinary. What is right is not always miraculous in the way you imagine. Sometimes what is right is simply stopping your work, making a phone call, and allowing someone else to help you. Your hands can still bring healing, but not necessarily through a secret energy that you must learn to control. They can prepare a meal for someone who is tired, perform honest work to care for your family, support someone who is weak when they consent to receive assistance, write a message of encouragement, or gently wipe away the tears of someone who is grieving. The most immediate healing often comes through kindness transformed into action. It is present when you listen without rushing to judge, help without making someone feel inferior, and remain beside a person without demanding that they become cheerful immediately. Be mindful of what your hands are doing, not because you fear accidentally releasing some unseen power, but because every action can either build or harm. I have given you the freedom to choose whether those hands become instruments of care, responsibility, and peace. Do not search for one particular person to blame for every period of exhaustion or difficulty you experience. Perhaps someone in your life once appeared friendly without being sincere, spoke badly about you behind your back, or took pleasure in your failures. Such behavior is unfortunate and should be recognized appropriately, but it does not prove that the person can weaken your body through thoughts or a secret ritual. Do not look at a smile and wonder what evil intention may be hidden behind it. Do not become suspicious of every woman around you because of an unsupported story. Evaluate each person through consistency, honesty, whether they keep their word, and whether they respect boundaries. A trustworthy person does not merely say pleasant things to your face. They also act with integrity when there is nothing to gain. If you know that someone genuinely does not desire what is good for you, the wisest response is not to devote all your attention to watching them. Focus upon building your own life. Sleep more adequately, care for your health, complete your work, manage your finances, protect private information, and spend time with people who have demonstrated trustworthiness. Stop sharing important plans with those who repeatedly use your words to mock or injure you. Stop seeking approval from those who continually diminish you. When you no longer place your worth in their hands, their influence will decrease. Freedom does not come from knowing everything they think. Freedom comes when their thoughts no longer determine the way you see yourself. Michael is a symbol of steadfastness, faithfulness, and protection, but do not use his name to confirm every chill, sound, or passing sensation. A faithful protector should help you become more stable, not cause you to panic within your own home. His image reminds you to stand upright before the truth. Preserve boundaries when they are violated, and courageously seek assistance when necessary. I remain the Father guiding you directly through love that does not pressure, wisdom that does not provoke, and a voice that never urges you to accuse anyone without evidence. I do not want you calling illness a secret attack and then neglecting care. I do not want you explaining every anxiety through unseen forces while your routine, environment, and health require adjustment. I understand why stories about energy, curses, and unusual signs may attract you. When something happens and you do not know the cause, a clear explanation, even a frightening one, may sometimes feel easier than admitting that you do not yet know. But an appealing story does not automatically become true. You can endure uncertainty for a time without filling the gap with something that increases your fear. Observe, keep records, examine immediate causes, speak with appropriate people, and allow time for the truth to emerge. Truth does not always appear immediately, but it creates a more stable foundation than assumptions that require you to remain continually on guard. Perhaps your body is reacting because it has lived under stress for too long. When you have lived in an unsafe environment, experienced continual criticism or control, or had to guess when someone might become angry, your nervous system can become highly sensitive to sounds, glances, temperature, and very small changes. This does not mean that a secret force is controlling you. It may mean that your body is still trying to protect you in the way it learned from the past. Do not blame it. Help your body understand that the present can become safer through a steady routine, cared-for sleep, appropriate movement, slow breathing, and respectful relationships. When necessary, seek the support of a qualified professional so that you do not have to untangle everything alone. Forgive those who once caused you to live in a state of alertness, but do not use forgiveness as a reason to return them to their former position when they have not demonstrated change. Forgive yourself for once believing explanations that enlarged your fear, ignoring symptoms, or pretending to be strong when you truly needed help. The person you were then was only trying to understand and survive. Now that you possess greater clarity, choose differently. Verify before concluding, ask before accusing, rest before becoming exhausted, and express your needs before resentment fills your heart. Forgiveness does not erase the lesson. It frees you from having to learn the lesson through self-punishment. Now rise above the assumptions that have made you anxious. Reclaim responsibility for your life through very practical actions. Check the temperature in the room. Open a door or window for ventilation when appropriate. Rest your eyes after working. Drink enough water. Eat regularly. Move gently and adjust your sleeping position. Reduce stimulants if they cause trembling, palpitations, or sleeplessness. Record unusual symptoms and seek care at the right time. These choices do not make your spiritual life dry. They show that you are walking in truth, gratitude, and responsibility instead of giving authority to stories that transform every small sensation into a threat. Finally, relax your shoulders. Breathe slowly and thank your body for accompanying you through difficult days. It has tried to protect you, work for you, and speak when it needed rest. Do not view it as a battlefield for invisible things. See it as a precious part of you that needs love, care, and informed attention. You do not need to fight everyone around you in order to prove that you are strong. You need only to live honestly, establish boundaries, protect your health, and refuse to let anyone's unkindness change the goodness within you. I do not promise that you will never become tired, experience pain, or encounter insincere people. But I will continue teaching you to face everything with calmness, wisdom, and hope. Let your courage be revealed through your pursuit of truth rather than your pursuit of fear. Let your growth be seen in the way you forgive while preserving boundaries, love without abandoning yourself, and remain grateful without denying hardship. Continue with a clear mind, a gentle heart, and the determination to care for your life each day. The protection I give you does not lead you into panic, but returns you to peace. It does not cause you to close yourself off, but makes you wiser. It does not make you suspicious of everyone, but teaches you to look at what is true. Within that peace, you will become increasingly stable, gentle, and free from the things that once made you afraid.